Hello there, people. You're watching TTBurger Game Reviews right here on YouTube, and I am the one and only Tony, and welcome back to my Ridge Racer series review. This is episode 117, part 5. Part 5 of 6, and we're getting closer and closer to the end here, and we got a lot to talk about here for this episode. But before we even start episode 5 here, let's do a little TTBurger recap to show you all what you missed in episode 117, part 4. In episode 117, part 4, I took a look at R4, Ridge Racer Type 4, and gave it a 9.5 out of 10 because it was a huge improvement over its first 3 predecessors, but the opponent AI and like the frame rate and stuff were still kind of bad. So I took some points off for it, but still, it's a fantastic game. It's the best game on the PlayStation for the Ridge Racer series and stuff. So definitely, that's the one I recommend the most. Now for this part here, we're gonna zoom ahead to the PlayStation 2 era of video games here, like with Namco and stuff. And we're gonna take a look at the only Ridge Racer game released on the PlayStation 2 here, and we got it right here. This is Ridge Racer 5, and this was one of the launch titles for the PlayStation 2, and it was actually the first Ridge Racer game made, first video game made for the PlayStation 2 and stuff. But we got a lot to talk about here, so let's get started. Now, as we get started here, we see the opening cutscene with the mascot again, Rico Nagase, and this is Ridge City's 76.5 FM. It's kind of like a radio station this time, and it's a new beginning, a new era of video games, a new era of Ridge Racing with the graphics and stuff and everything, and it showed that like video games were improving and Ridge Racer was improving at the same time and stuff as well. And what we got here is a fantastic racing game here and stuff. Does it come anywhere near as good as like R4 Ridge Racer Type 4? Well, to be honest with you, yes, it does. In fact, it's even better than R4 Ridge Racer Type 4. I mean, sure, it still has a couple of small problems here that are worth talking about and stuff that we need to take some points off for and stuff. But still, it's a fantastic Ridge Racer game and stuff, and it's definitely worth owning if you wanted to see what the next generation game was going to be like for Ridge Racer and other Namco games and stuff. So it was definitely there, and it's definitely worth checking out. And as we get started after the opening cutscene, we have the introduction here where we see where our announcer is a guy named DJ Ken Ayugai, or however you pronounce his name. Ken Ayugai and stuff, and he's talking about like how Ridge City FM is welcoming everyone to the Grand Prix of Ridge Racer and stuff, and there's a lot of races being held in the city and stuff, and Grand Prix and Time Attack and stuff, and like the big Ridge City is where the events to take place and stuff. Like in R4 Ridge Racer Type 4, it took place all over the world and stuff, but here the races take place in Ridge City here and stuff, and it pretty much tells you what you got. You got Grand Prix and stuff like that. You got race and time trial, and you pick a car and stuff, and you can choose the color and choose your team. But the car I'm gonna be picking here is the main car of the game, the Mercurio Revelta. And I chose red because usually blue is my favorite color, but on the box art it's red and it shows the car there and stuff. And as we get started here, you can see that the game looks amazing here. Like the graphics have definitely been improved, and this was a launch title for the PlayStation 2, and the game's graphics still look great to this day. I mean, like, if you look at the car models, a lot of detail goes into them. They got the headlights on and stuff when you drive through tunnels and it's nighttime and stuff and all that stuff. And it's got some cool little Pac-Man stuff for the store too. So like, it's just, there's no mini game that you play in the beginning and stuff, but still, it's pretty cool to see all these cool things in the background and stuff, and the courses you race on look very nice. They got them some crisp lighting effects, and like the day to night transitions look nice as well. You race a lot of courses in the daytime, in the evening, and at night and stuff, and just a lot of improvements here that came into the graphics, and the frame rate is very smooth. The frame rate is very smooth. And like there's no dip in the frame rate whatsoever. I mean, like, just sure there may have been a couple times where it slowed down, but it's not enough to even count it and stuff, because that's how good the game is. I mean, like, a lot of care and effort went into this, and it just still stands up and looks great. Hell, it looks better than the freaking Ridge Racer Unbound in modern racing games and every Need for Speed game that comes out and stuff. That's how great this game looks, and developers should take some lessons from Namco here, because they know how to make a great looking game with a great sense of speed, no frame issues whatsoever for the most part, and just that's how you do it there. So definitely the fantastic job on the graphics there, definitely. But as we get into the sound here, the sound, there really isn't much to say except for the announcer DJ Ken Ayugai and the music and stuff. And DJ Ken Ayugai does a great job at like doing the announcing and stuff. I mean, he can come up as somewhat hammy and stuff like the original announcer and stuff, but he does a great job at getting the point across. So he knows what he's talking about. He kind of reminds me of DJ Atomica a little bit from Burnout 3 Takedown and SSX 3 a little bit, even though those games came out after this game. I mean, I feel like this was the inspiration for DJ Atomica and stuff, in my opinion, definitely. So I'm just saying there and stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to let that out there. And the music is fantastic. You got like a big variety of tracks. Like this time it goes for the Japanese pop synthesizer techno tracks and stuff. Like it's more into that stuff. Like, and some of the songs have lyrics in them too and stuff. And I like the music here. It's like it was more of a modern type thing, where this type of music was getting more and more popular. So I can see why Namco chose this stuff for their music and stuff and their soundtrack. And you can even listen to the music in the music player too, and you can unlock more music too and stuff. And that's the thing. But now let's get into the meat of the game here, the gameplay. And the gameplay is fast. It's awesome. It's fucking amazing, and it's just they improved a lot over the first 4 games, and they definitely took lessons from the past games and made it even better and stuff. For one, drifting is much better. All you have to do is hold down one of the turn buttons with a simple ease, and you can drift fine and stuff. There are a couple times where I didn't drift properly and stuff. You can see I hit the wall sometimes and stuff, but believe me when I say the drifting feels very smooth, and they really perfected the drifting for the most part. The controls feel very smooth. I mean, it's one of the smoothest controlling games you'll ever play and stuff. I mean, that's what it is here. Control. You're in control of your car, and you feel like you're in control of it too. I mean, you're in control, definitely. You're in control of it and stuff, and that's the best part of it and stuff, definitely. And like as you can see here, like we go through the Grand Prix, and you first start off with the basic Grand Prix, where you race in 4 courses and stuff. There's 3 laps and stuff. You must come in 3rd, 2nd, or 1st, depending on which part of the tournament you're racing in and stuff. But yeah, like it's just big there, and had a lot of replay value to it. And once you beat the basic Grand Prix, you'll go to the extra Grand Prix, where your car is upgraded, and it gets upgraded at least 3 times, and then like you can race in the final race, which is like an oval airport track and stuff, and I'll start to spoil the game there. And it's just, that's what it is. And the opponent AI is very balanced here. I mean, sometimes they'll put up a fight, but they've balanced out the opponent AI a lot here and stuff. And it actually is easier than R4 Ridge Racer Type 4, but it's easy balance-wise stuff. It's not like easy where it holds your hands. Like, they balanced the difficulty out big time there, and they did a great job there. I mean, like, there were a couple times where I had to retry some races and stuff, because like some of the like there was one map where I kept right into the turns right away and stuff, because it was at nighttime and stuff. But that's just me. It was a fun experience for me and stuff. It definitely holds up as one of the best Namco PlayStation 2 games ever made, next to Tekken Tag Tournament and Time Crisis 3 and Time Crisis 2 and Ace Combat 4, Shattered Skies and stuff, and more and more. And after you like beat that last race, you feel accomplished and stuff, because all the work you did, and then you can unlock more cars if you want to, and you can customize your paint job too if you want. Like if you want to just change your paint job from red to blue, you can do that, or yellow, or whatever color they have and stuff. And then you can do that. I mean, you have control over what you want to do with customizing your vehicle as well. And like, I wish more games were like that these days, but unfortunately that's not the case here, sadly. But yeah, like it's like you get upgrades and more. It just feels very, very accomplished and stuff. Definitely, it just feels accomplished. And I haven't really really mentioned any complaints there, but I will mention here that like the game feels a little short at times and stuff. Cause like once you beat the last race, you're pretty much done. You can go back and stuff if you want to beat the game with like another car and stuff, but once you do that, you're pretty much done. But you do also have some versus modes and then time trial too if you want and stuff. I kind of wish the Grand Prix was a little bit longer, but that's just me though. But still, like, there's plenty of content to hold you over here big time and stuff, definitely. And I really don't have much else to say here. I mean, there's no bonus disc like how Arthur, which is a Type 4 came with and stuff, so there won't be anything else after that. I mean, it's like you pretty much see what you see here, and it's definitely all worth it in the end and stuff. I mean, there could be more to it and such, but still, like, there's plenty of content to hold you over. So my final verdict here goes like this. I say they definitely upgrade to Ridge Racer 5 here if you own the other Ridge Racer games, because this improves on almost every single aspect here aside from the length of the game and stuff, and it definitely at least shows that there was more to come and stuff. The rating I'll be giving this game, well, I won't be taking any points off for it. I mean, the length could be a little small, but it's still a great game to hold you over and stuff to play and stuff. I mean, like when the next Ridge Racer game came out and stuff, but I'm just saying there. But I'll be giving Ridge Racer 5 here a perfect 10. That's the best score for me to give it. It's a perfect 10. It definitely improves a lot in the controls and the drifting and everything like that. And upgrading your car and stuff feels a big accomplishment. When you win, it feels like an accomplishment, definitely. So I definitely say pick this game up because it's worth it and you'll not know what you're missing. And we are done with the PlayStation 2 era. Like I mentioned, there was only one Ridge Racer game released for the PlayStation 2, unless you count R-Racing Evolution or whatever it's called, and stuff like that, which was a spin-off to Ridge Racer, which had a story mode and stuff like that and such. But I did own that game at one point, but I didn't like it, and it just felt like a shallow version of Ridge Racer 5, and just isn't really worth having in your collection. But for the final part, for part 6, we're going to be looking at the PlayStation 3 era of Ridge Racer, and we got Ridge Racer 7. This was also a launch title for the PlayStation 3. Now, I know you were thinking, what about Ridge Racer 6? What about Ridge Racer 64 and Ridge Racer DS and Ridge Racer on the PSP and stuff? Or any of those? Like I mentioned before, I will not be looking at those games because I don't own them. And Ridge Racer 6 was, well, we got a better game on the PS3 and stuff. And I don't own a DS, or I don't own Ridge Racer 64. I don't own a PSP anymore, so I'm sorry there. I will not be reviewing those. But if you can look them up online if you want to. But you'll see why I'm not going to look at Ridge Racer 6, because, like I said, we got a better game here in the process, Ridge Racer 7. So, yeah, just saying there. Next part, Ridge Racer 7 for the PlayStation 3. Which is all I got to say. Peace out, everybody, and see you all in episode 117, part 6. Peace out, everybody.